Okay, so this is my Buffy thing for Season 2, Episode 11, Ted. This episode, maybe, it stars John Ritter, who has since passed away, or it guest stars John Ritter, who is famous probably most for his role in Three's Company, which is more my parents' generation than my own, but let's acknowledge John Ritter's career, his presence, and what he meant to so many people. It was special that he guest starred in this episode, and so while this episode isn't super important to Buffy's mythology, it's something a little unique from it. Anyway, so Ted. I'm wearing a Buffy shirt. So the gang thinks that Spike and Drusilla are dead. Things have been quiet in terms of slayage. Buffy's mom appears to be in love with Ted. Buffy uses slaying as an outlet for anger, it seems. And Buffy's apparently not very good at mini golf. So, a couple thoughts on this episode. It seems like although Cordelia is still viewing her relationship with Xander as strictly kissing, Xander appears to be sort of softening. Could be the cookies talking, but Xander actually gives Cordelia a compliment. Do you think they're falling for each other, or do you think it's physical? The real-life version of this episode is parents' new relationships. With divorce so common in today's society, there are often children in today's world that have to deal with people stepping into their families. And that can hurt a lot. It can be really hard to deal with. And few of us want to see our parents beginning relationships with new people. So, Buffy is very resistant to Ted and is honest with Angel about having trouble seeing her mom with someone other than her father. It can be difficult to see our parents date, but as we can see, Joyce is lonely. And she deserves some happiness. Happiness that, by the end of the episode, she's still unable to find. Another thing that's going on in this episode is domestic violence. Ted is clearly an abusive partner. He needs to be stopped and is stopped ultimately, but it's worth noting that Ted is able to get away with doing horrible things for a long time because of the persona that he presents to the outside world. That charisma is metaphorically a drug. The last thing that's kind of going on in this is violence in general. Buffy struggles with her strength in this episode and the limits of her power. While the episode saves Buffy from being a killer, she loses control of herself, and she responds to Ted with violence that doesn't merit the situation. But she learns an important lesson about going too far. Is it ever okay to kill someone? How do you feel about divorce? Should people be able to divorce? Different religious perspectives might come into play here. There are some traditions that don't allow divorce or that really frown upon it. What do you think? Should people be able to remarry? So, I hope you're getting a sense that the episodes are improving. I hope. I think they are. I hope that you think they are too. So maybe as the show gets better and as the episodes are getting more interesting, I hope that you feel that way. This episode is kind of calls back to the season 1 model more, where it's kind of clearly just an episode of the week kind of thing. There isn't a ton that happens that if we missed, we would be really confused or something later on. The next episode is also kind of a one-off. It's called Bad Eggs. And if in high school you had, in middle school I had this project called Flower Baby, which is like a sack of flour that you dress up and care for a week. Some schools do rice babies, some schools do egg babies, and that's what's going on in this episode. The kids get an assignment to do egg babies, and imagine the possibilities of high school students and fake babies. Alright. You can skip it.